Hey guys, another day in the life of a Cajun entrepreneur, and today was working on how to keep going in the midst of a storm around you. You know, you read or you watch videos like I do on YouTube of these people that can come back from some unsurmountable odds. I'm going to give you an example. Tom Brady, I watched a little documentary on him this weekend. Basically, the comeback kid. Now, I grew up with Tom Brady, going into the NFL in 2000 and stuff like that. And that's back when I was watching football. To be honest, I really don't watch any football or nothing at all right now. And no sports, period, unless it's my kids. Just busy, and life is busy. Plus, I root for the Saints, and boy, if y'all know anything about the Saints, oh man, they can break your heart very quick. So, long story short, I was watching this documentary on Tom Brady, and I tell you what, the odds was against him. The only thing that he had superior over everybody else was his mindset. He was convinced that he is the man for the job, even in the midst of being put on the bench in college. Now, he's a top level athlete, so there ain't no doubt about it. He started in high school. Then he gets to college, and he's got to fight for a position. But that's when the adversity probably kicked in the most. But anyway, he had to fight for his position. And then turn around and getting drafted by New England. I think it was 166th of that draft. 6th quarterback to go. 166th person to be drafted. And New England picks him up and just kind of, and they interviewed the coach and owner, and this guy, yeah, I mean, look, we kind of knew he's got some good potential, but like, man, all this kind of stuff. And then, but when the owner, Robert Kraft, met with Tom Brady goes, hey, he shakes his hand and says, I'm Tom Brady, how you doing, Mr. Kraft or whatnot, and the guy's like, yeah, I know who you are. And he looked him dead in the eye. Tom Brady looked the owner in the eye and said, this is the best decision you've ever made. And so, I was passing somebody on the street that looks like they're rough, man. Lord, please help them out. Hate seeing that. We can't help out everybody. Me pulling over, there's nothing I could have done for that old boy. He was sitting with his bike about to cross the street, just looking kind of strung out. But you can just say, Lord, help him. Mother Mary, help him. St. Joseph, help him. Guide him to Jesus. Anyway, so he looks him straight in the eye and just basically says, I'm the best decision you've ever made. And I would say probably that he was very accurate. But this was a guy that had no business at all saying that. And yet in his mind, he knew it to be true. And this carries him on to the next, all the way. I mean, look, y'all guys seen how it played out. Got a phone call. I'll hang up. Y'all guys seen how this played out? Literally like the greatest quarterback. You see the same thing in Michael Jordan when you watch documentaries about him. And sure, there's some skillful players out there, but boy, there's some that are just like, you're not going to convince them that you're not competition to them. They're in competition with themselves. And so, long story short, It's overcoming these unsurmountable odds is what I was getting at. And the more that the deck is stacked up against you, the more weight you feel, the more you think this is imminent, that failure is here. And it may be true. Look, I do feel that way at times. Like, man, I can't tell you how many times I haven't figured enough out to where I just don't, like, every day there's something that it's like, whoa, this is heavy, this is heavy, okay? And heavy usually means, in my world, financially heavy, or it always means that. Like, oh, hey, look, there's this, the bills used to be $500, $1,000. Now it's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 at times. Like, oh no, Adam, you didn't understand this, but now you got a bill here for $5,000. Well, as you stage up in your journey, those bills are going to go from $5,000 to 10, 20, 50 to 100, depending on what level you're at, and so you have to really acclimate yourself to it. But at some point, you figure stuff out. Like, to me, I know that at some point there is like, okay, there's a protocol you've learned. This is it. This is what's happening. This has been corrected. Whatever. And you keep going. And you're not gonna have it perfect ever. And businesses, I was kind of watching some videos of somebody that says he invests in guys that don't give up. But he also says he invests with guys that, he kind of was talking out of both sides, like that are not risky. And yet entrepreneurs is all risk. You show me a guy that has succeeded, beyond comprehension, and I'll show you a guy that had to overcome some very, very risky situations, or currently still, I got a buddy of mine that does this incredible work, development and stuff like that, and every job, we're doing media for him, every job is like, whoa, a serious job. I mean, he gets paid for it, though. He gets paid very well for it. And so, long story short, when you do those type of big jobs, it seems like impossible unless you got the right team and the right people and stuff. And that's what I keep on building around me, and that's what I keep on telling myself. Get the right people for the right jobs, doing the right task. Keep working towards it. Have faith. Don't lose sight of it. You're going to take punches, or you see that? That's from a car accident. You're gonna get stabbed. No, I wouldn't stab him. But just keep chugging along. Every once in a while, just tell yourself it's okay if you're mentally just kind of exhausted, like I am a lot here recently. But you know what? What else you gonna do? You're either going to be exhausted with not living up to your potential, or you're exhausted because you've exhausted every effort to do the best you can. So, that's what I did today. Woke up, exhausted every effort, found out some good news, found out some okay news, let's call it. And 6 o'clock, heading home. Be around my wife and kids for the next couple hours while we do baths and homework, and which they're probably already done with that. I'll jump back on looking and researching and stuff while they watch TV. Probably reach out to some people on LinkedIn to try to continue to raise funds for our sober living houses that's about to be nonprofit. Looking to studying some media stuff, posting up these videos right here that I'm shooting right now, and just take another stab at it. It's not supposed to look perfect or pretty, But I can tell you, there was times in my career, not just but 8 years ago, that I needed $100 to feed my family. Now I need thousands of dollars. And even though not all the time do I get what I want, which is rare that I get exactly what I want, how I want it, but every day there is thousands of dollars being produced of sales. And when you take, actually tens of thousands, when you take into considerations of real estate and stuff like that. And so, we're hanging on. We're moving and shaking. And God willing, things get a little bit better, or as things get better and we figure some things out, we'll hit another plateau, only to get knocked down at that level. So here's to reaching higher than what you got. God bless.